mo ti bẹ́ẹ̀ fún yàn. Nǹkan tó lọ fún bàbá mi láyé kò fún bàbá mi ò tí ì fi ọ̀dà mẹ́sàn-án fún mi mẹ́ ó kọ̀ mí ju ti bàbá mi lọ. Ìgbòho àti bọ́lá mo lọ sí bàbá mi ojúmọ̀ ní mọ́kọ́ mọ́ dàkọ̀ mú nìkan ayédàkẹ́ sọ dáadáa tàbí kẹ́ sọ burúkú ẹ̀ sá sọ̀rọ̀ omi lọ́lọ́ fún bí n bá sì kú ìgbà sí ibi sí. Ọlọ́run ni mo ti bẹ́ẹ̀ fún yàn. Nǹkan tó lọ fún bàbá mi láyé bàbá mi ò tí ì fi ọ̀dà mẹ́sàn-án fún mi mẹ́ ó kọ̀ mí ju ti bàbá mi lọ. Ìgbòho àti bọ́lá mo lọ sí bàbá mi ojúmọ̀ ní mọ́kọ́ mọ́ dàkọ̀ mú nìkan ayédàkẹ́ sọ dáadáa tàbí kẹ́ sọ burúkú ẹ̀ sá sọ̀rọ̀ omi lọ́lọ́ fún bí n bá sì kú ìgbà sí ibi sí. Ọlọ́run ni mo ti bẹ́ẹ̀ fún yàn. Nǹkan tó lọ fún bàbá mi láyé bàbá mi ò tí ì fi ọ̀dà mẹ́sàn-án fún mi mẹ́ ó kọ̀ mí ju ti bàbá mi lọ. Ìgbòho àti bọ́lá mo lọ sí bàbá mi ojúmọ̀ ní mọ́kọ́ mọ́ dàkọ̀ mú nìkan ayédàkẹ́ sọ dáadáa tàbí kẹ́ sọ burúkú ẹ̀ sá sọ̀rọ̀ omi lọ́lọ́ fún bí n bá sì kú ìgbà sí ibi sí.
Sábì ọmọ Adéyẹmọ o, Àdìsá o, ọmọ Aládìkún o, Adédúpẹ́lẹ́ Olódùmarè bàbá wa ní ìyá rẹ̀ ọ̀yà wòlé kó tó kú mọ́ Adúpẹ́lẹ́ Olódùmarè ọba òkú ní ìyá rẹ̀ ọ̀gbálẹ̀ jẹ́ abiyamọ ní ó dúró tì ọ́ akọ́dà yí ọkọ́ irú ìyá bí ọ̀wọ́ pọ̀ ó dúró tì ọ́ ó dúró lójú ayé ó tún fi àdúrà ràn ọ́ lọ́wọ́ ní kọ̀rọ̀ èyí ọ̀hún wá ọlọ gbá ọkọ̀ àkùkọ nìkan ó torí ìrẹ́ nìkan ṣoṣo Sábì ọmọ Adéyẹmọ mọ́ mi tàn wọ́n bẹ̀rù ọ̀tẹ̀ mọ́ Olùmọ̀rẹ̀ tí ń bá wọn sábà látẹ̀yìn nínú ìgbò tí ọ ọ̀nà Olódùmarè bàbá wa wọ́n á máa gbọ́ o ọmọ Adéyẹmọ o ó ti wá lórí rẹ̀ ikú èsì ò ní pa ọ́ ọ̀nà Olódùmarè bàbá wa ikú burúkú ò ní pa ọ́ ọ̀nà Olódùmarè bàbá wa ó ti ṣiṣẹ́ ó jèrè rẹ̀ ẹni tó bá ṣàkù sí yíbádùn obìnrin iṣẹ́ tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ọmọ aráyé ò ní fi kú ọ ìyá rẹ̀ tí ò sí láyé mọ́mìkan tó o bá ti jí orí àdúrà ni o máa kọ àárẹ̀ bá yà gbà tó fi lórí ìyá tó ẹ̀jẹ̀ sílẹ̀ wọ́n ọmọ fọwọ́ tí ọ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ ni bàbá ti fi ọwọ́ tí ọmọ rẹ̀ lẹ́yìn gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àgàdà ẹkú lédè onírúurú tó sí dẹ ìyá Sunday ọba Adéyẹmọ ni òsín láyé máa ń gbogbo lẹ̀ ní sọ̀fọ̀ ẹ̀ rí ọjọ́ mo gbójú sókè mo wò rí ayé mo ní irú kílẹ̀ yìí ìwọ́n bá tọ́ láyé ìyá Sunday wá sí láyé mọ́ abiyamọ lọ bí àìgbéròyìn ẹni akíọkú lẹ́gbàdòdò ìyá Sunday Adéyẹmọ akíọkú lẹ́gbàdòdò níbi tó ti faṣọ alámọ̀ rẹ́súrẹ́sú búra ó di pé ọmọ ayérò ń bẹ́ ni wọ́n máa kì ọmọ bá tẹ́ nílé ayérò ń bẹ́ ara ògùn ọ̀sọ́mọsọ́mọ ẹja àṣẹrẹ ọkọ mi ara ìrúwà abágẹ́mi gẹ́gẹ́ ń sì máa so ọgẹ́mẹ gẹ́gẹ́ máa sì máa jà ìgbàdá ìgẹ́ wọ́n sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ àbẹ́bẹ́lẹ́bẹ́ kí wọ́n lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní mògùn ọmọ àwùjẹ ọmọ awúlẹ̀ gbogbo olójì ẹ̀wà máa ń tẹ̀ wáyé alágbàdá ẹni mẹ́gbàmẹ́ máa fẹ́ràn adúlójú adúlẹ́nu àtàkùsà ní wéwéwéwéwé fẹ́ràn máa pọ̀ lágbẹ̀dẹ́ bàbá wọn fẹ́ràn lágbẹ̀dẹ́ wà ló sùn bàbá wọn fẹ́ràn wà ló sùn fẹ́ràn máa pọ̀ lágbẹ̀dẹ́ ní wọ́n bí ọlọ́kọ̀ ti sowó akọ̀yìnsẹ́ ọlọ́kọ̀ ṣíṣẹ́ ìgbà nìkẹ́ ibùn bu ọlọ́kọ̀ ìnẹ́tẹ̀ yẹbẹ lójú mi ọmọ òkè tó gbọ́ sábà ní ìbẹ̀rù lójú ológun tọ́wọ́ lọ́jà kẹ́kẹ́ sábà ní ọ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ ojú orí kẹ́kẹ́ sí ológun asábàárẹ̀ òní kọjá ológun òní kárẹ́ bí n bá kì í lọ́nà ìlànà lórí ilé náà àjẹnàkú ti sọ bí òkè ta ni kò lè pa ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀rí ní gbogbo ẹnu ká lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ pé lọ́jọ́ pẹ́ nígbà dé tí àkùkọ pẹ̀lú èèyàn ọmọkùnrin gbogbo àpótí kó ṣe olókùn jẹ́ pé gbogbo tá a bá ṣe láyé ẹjẹ́ á máa rọra ní bá a bá ń sunkún àárín rẹ̀ ní akọ̀rin sí ẹni tó pọ̀ oṣù tì ìjà àti gbọ́ wípé ìparí ayé òjìnà máa wo ẹni tó bá pọ́n ẹ máa fi ìsọ̀rọ̀ òru wọn bá ní àti fi lélẹ̀ fún gbogbo èèyàn láti kúlẹ̀ ẹ̀ka tó so lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ ìdájọ́ ni ọ̀rẹ́ wọn máa múra ìdájọ́ olúwa mi kàn ọjọ́ ìdájọ́ ọjọ́ ìrù ni ọjọ́ dábìí ọmọ ènìyàn lẹ́yìn wípé sọ lórí ayé ọdún níyàn rí ẹni ó pẹ́lẹ́ ayé kan ní kése ánìmọ̀ kọjá mẹ́ firi nígbà kan ni gbogbo ètò ọkọ sílẹ̀ ayé ń kọjá mọ́lá bí anílò ìkíni gbogbo àwọn mọ́tò bọ̀ fún ọlọ́wọ́ tó lòún níyàn kọ ẹni àwọn anímọ̀ ní mọ́tò ọjọ́ tí bàbá gbọ̀ fún lọ tí ọmọ rẹ̀ ó pòsì lọ ni ìyáálé rẹ̀ káwọ́ lórí kọ́ máa sọ kó kí bá lè lọ́wọ́ fò wáyọ̀ ló fi jẹ́ pé gbogbo tá a bá ń ṣe láyé ẹjẹ́ á máa rọra níjọ́ bá kú kọ́lá àtòyìn ni àkọ̀yìn iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ tó ti pọ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n ṣoṣo pé ẹ̀yin Yorùbá wọ́n ní ìdí àmú kí ẹgbẹ́ àfarafọ́mọ́ nìyẹn ṣe é rí ìyá ìtọ́nà ilé epo àpọ́dà yí ọgbọ́ ẹja dúpẹ́ Olódùmarè bàbá wa ni bá méjì kọ́ ikú tí àbá pa ní kábàdì sí ní fìlà ọtọ pẹ́ kábàdì pẹ́ nínú ọjọ́ òní ńlá ń pọ̀rọ̀ wá fún ìyá bí aṣọ àjúṣe ẹkú àsójú ẹkú àsẹ̀yìn onínú rẹ tó sí dẹ gbogbo pátápátá àná kájú kú Ọlọ́run ọba àsìnẹ́fà ìsàlùgbà tó sábẹ́ àwọn adéyàmọ̀ ó kó àtẹ̀mọ́ra bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́mọ ọkọ ṣe ó kó àmúmọ́ra ẹrẹsẹ̀ pọ̀tì ẹ̀ lójú ẹlẹ́yìn orí ikú ọmọ ní pàkẹ́tọ́jú ikú odò ní pọ̀nwẹ̀ ikú ọmọ ní pàìtàlẹ̀ ìyá rẹ̀ wá lọ gbá orí ó ti kúkú ọmọ ọjọ́ máa dúpẹ́ lóhùn lódùmọ̀ ìyọba ikú. Ibi tó yẹ ọmọ màmá sọkún Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ọmọ màmá sọkún àṣẹ ọmọ bá sọkún ìyálà àgbẹ̀sí àgbàkà lóde ilẹ̀ yìí ẹ̀ṣẹ́ àtẹ̀tẹ̀ ẹ̀wà lè Sunday lọ ó ti lọ bí àgbẹ̀rọ ìyàwó tánù ìpàdé bẹ́ẹ̀ tó àlàfẹ́ yìí ó tún di ibi orí ká tó fojú gan ní ara wa ibi ọ̀fọ̀dàgbà yóò ẹ̀rọ sí gbogbo tẹ̀mẹ́tẹ̀ àtọmọ tó ní ní ìlú ìyókù. Wọ́n ṣàlùmẹ́tẹ̀ sí nílà nínú Yorùbá World Media.
Sunday, 8th of October 2023. As the spokesman for Dr. Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, we have a press release all the way from Benin Republic. First and foremost, I would like to appreciate every one of us that have joined this press statement that we're going to be reading out. We would like to appreciate all the medias. We would like to appreciate every single one of you that have been with this journey in the last 2 years. We can confirm officially from Benin Republic as the spokesman of Dr. Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho that he has now been released from Benin Republic. I'll be telling you a little bit more. But before we go into that, let me welcome every one of you, all the medias around the world, and all the international media that will be picking on this later as well. My name is Yomi Koiki, the spokesman for Dr. Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, and we would like to say a big congratulations from Benin Republic, and mostly important to Patrick Talon, the president of Benin Republic, for this very good work between Professor Banji Akintoye, Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho, and so many others that Chief Sunday Igboho has asked me to say a big thank you to. I want us to sit back as we prepare for that. Let us first listen to the anthem of the Yoruba nation. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá káàkiri gbogbo ibi tí ẹ bá ti ń gbọ́ wa tẹ́ tí ń wò wá. Orúkọ tèmi á máa jẹ́ Yomi Koiki, tí mo jẹ́ agbẹnusọ fún olóyè Dr. Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. Ìròyìn tó dá òun ni mo mú wá fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Ìròyìn alálùbáríkà òun ni mo mú wá fún wa. Kí ni ìròyìn náà? Ìròyìn tó ń bẹ láti Benin pé olóyè Igboho ó ti gba ìtúsílẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ ẹ̀ní tí a dúpẹ́ fún Elédùmarè. A dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ti ṣiṣẹ́ tí ó fi débi tó dé yìí. A dúpẹ́ fún bàbá wa Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè. Bẹ́ẹ̀ la dúpẹ́ fún President Patrick Talon, ìyẹn olórí ti Benin Republic, fún ilé tí wọ́n ṣe fún wa yìí. A dúpẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Tí a bá máa ka statement náà, a kà ní èdè òyìnbó, a tún wá túmọ̀ ẹ̀ lédè Yorùbá. Kódà olóyè fúnra rẹ̀ ó ránṣẹ́ sí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé. Mo fẹ́ kí a tẹ́tí, kí a farabalẹ̀, kí a jọ tẹ̀lé mi ká lọ. Èní á máa jẹ́ ọjọ́ kẹjọ nínú oṣù kẹwàá ọdún 2023 tí òyìnbó mọ̀ sí the 8th day of October 2023. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ gbọ́ Yorùbá anthem tí a máa fi ń bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ ká tó wọnú ìyẹn agbami ètò. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Koiki, agbẹnusọ fún Ìgbòho, òun ló fẹ́ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lásìkò yìí. Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wa, orílẹ̀-èdè wa, kàgbéga, kàgbéga, kàgbéga falẹ̀ rí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan, ìṣọ̀kan àti òmìnira ní kẹjẹ́. Ká máa lépa tẹ̀síwájú. Ọ̀pọ̀ ire, àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Odùduwà, ọmọ Oòduà dìde. Bọ́ sí ipò tó ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìwọ ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ògo adúláwọ̀, ògo adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀, ògo adúláwọ̀. Statement by Dr. Chief Sunday Adeyemo on his release in Benin Republic. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I remain myself, Dr. Chief Sunday Adeyemo, aka Igboho. First of all, my sincere appreciation goes to God Almighty, the Master of the universe, for making this day. I want to say a big thank you to all Yoruba sons and daughters all over the world for their love and support before and after the loss of my dear mother. Though she's still kept at the morgue, waiting for me to come and give her the befitting burial that she deserves. I give special thanks to President Patrick Talon of Benin Republic, and to all members of his cabinet. My gratitude goes to my heroic father, Professor Adebanji Akintoye the Oracle, and Professor Wole Soyinka for their support in the course of the struggle. May God reward you, Baba, for your standing courageously for our Yoruba nation and for me. You promised to stand by me through my ordeal in Benin Republic, and you have fulfilled your promise. I will not forget to appreciate former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Baba Ayo Adebanjo, for their roles, even though only God gives freedom. Let me use this opportunity to say thank you to all religious leaders, pastors, alfas, and the traditional worshippers for their prayers day and night. Our royal fathers, obas, and chiefs in Yoruba land, your love support is so appreciated, but we need more of your support to deliver our land from the slavery of Fulanis, because Yoruba land is our land. Although I have many obas on my list, Oba Francis Olushola Alao, His Majesty Kabiesi, the Olugbon of Orile Igbon, Deputy Chairman, Oyo State Council of Obas and Chiefs, Kabiesi Oba Topsin, Bariga of Bariga, Kabiesi Oba Teju Osho, Kenta of Orile Kenta, Kabiesi, Olugbo Oba FEO, CON, Frederick Akirontan, Obateru, and Olugbo of Igbo Kingdom. Your love and support is well appreciated. I also thank Mrs. Modupe Olori, Princess A. Awoniyi, Alhaja Abike Akipelu, Mr. Kayode Emola, Mrs. Ojo, United States of America, Alhaja Niniola, Mr. Malomo, and others. Thanks for your support, and God bless you. I also, my brother, Shonde, aka Sami Japan, Uncle Toyin Daudu, I thank you specially. I must not forget to appreciate the mega rally United States under Prophet Ologunoluwa and the directorate under the leadership of Barrister Ogedengbe, and directorate under the leadership of Barrister Ogedengbe. Special thanks to Ilano Omo Odua, Canada, and Igbega Omo Odua, Ilana US and Canada. Also to Chief Dele Momodu. I really appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. Also, my sincere appreciation to and Mrs. Ayola Adenike Oladokun, United States of America. Mrs. Janet Fashakin, United States of America. And also one of my brothers and wife for their immense support, though they don't want their names mentioned. Special thanks to all the Yoruba world media, the home-based media, outlets, internet, print, and broadcast. Honestly, I have a long list of people to be appreciated, but I will have to pause here and come back later. To all our political class and others in Yoruba land, let's join hands to make Yoruba great. All my brothers from the East, I appreciate your support. Thank you and God bless. Dr. Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. A ṣe ìgbìyànjú díẹ̀ láti tú èdè Yorùbá tí a kà yìí, a kà lédè Yorùbá níwọ̀nba agbára tí a fi lè kà, àmọ́ kókó inú ìdí ọ̀rọ̀ tí a gbé jáde nírọ̀lẹ́ yìí léni ọjọ́ kẹjọ oṣù kẹwàá ọdún 2023 òun ni pé láti sọ fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń bẹ nílé àti tó ń bẹ lóko pé a dúpẹ́ fún ọba Elédùmarè, a dúpẹ́ fún ọba ti Mùsùlùmí, a dúpẹ́ fún ọba ti Kìrìsìtẹ́nì, a wá dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo àwọn olórí kọ̀ọ̀kan láti sọ fún gbogbo wa pé ìtúsílẹ̀ ó ti wá fún bàbá wa olóyè Dr. Sunday Adeyemo Igboho láti olórí Benin Republic, ìyẹn Patrick Talon. Wọ́n ní àwọn kí wa láàárọ̀, àwọn kí wa lọ́sàn-án, àwọn kí wa nírọ̀lẹ́ ní gbogbo ibikíbi tí olúkálukú wa bá wà. Wọ́n náwọn náà ní o, olóyè Dr. Sunday Adeyemo tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí Sunday Igboho aka Igboho Òòṣà. Wọ́n náwọn kọ́kọ́ mú ìdúpẹ́ àwọn lọ sí ọba Elédùmarè, ọba tó láyé tó lọ́run, láti jẹ́ kí irú ọjọ́ báyìí kó wáyé. Wọ́n ní àwọn fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, lọ́kùnrin lọ́mọdé, lágbàlagbà, lọ́bìnrin, lárúgbó, fún gbogbo bí tẹ́ bá wà káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé, fún ìfẹ́ àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìrànlọ́wọ́ tí ẹ ṣe fáwọn láti bí ọdún méjì táwọn ti wà nílùú Benin Republic. Wọ́n wá ní kí n sọ fún gbogbo yín o pé lótìtọ́ ikú màmá wọn, ikú tó ń dunni ni, àmọ́ ṣé màmá wọn tí ó ṣaláìsí wọ́n sì wà nílùú mọ́ṣárì tí wọ́n ń dúró pé kí òun ọmọ rẹ̀ olóyè Dr. Sunday Igboho láti wá fún ní ìbẹ́ríà tí a mọ̀ sí ìsìnkú lédè Yorùbá, níbi tí ó ti máa gba ìsìnkú tó dáa. Wọ́n ní bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa ìyẹn olórí pírẹsidẹ́ǹtì Benin Republic Patrick Talon, látara pé gbogbo eléyìí tí àwọn ń ṣe lénìí táwọn fi ń dúpẹ́, àwọn kọ́kọ́ láti dúpẹ́ látara Patrick Talon. Wọ́n náà wá ń dúpẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀, àwọn tún dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n jọ kóra wọn jọ tó ń pè ní the cabinet ní ìlú Benin Republic. Wọ́n náà wọ́n ṣe ìdúpẹ́ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ fún wọn. Wọ́n wá náà wọ́n wá mú ìdúpẹ́ àwọn lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn bàbá ńláńlá gbòógì tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ bàbá wa Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè, ìyẹn bàbá tó dúró ti àwọn. Wọ́n ní ká dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa Professor Wọlé Ṣóyínká. Wọ́n nítorí pé kí ni wọ́n dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí akọni nípa ìgbèjà struggle Yorùbá nation tí a gbé dání. Wọ́n náà wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Elédùmarè ọba lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí nítorí pé àwọn dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọkùnrin tó dúró gangan fún Yorùbá nation tí àwọn méjèèjì yẹn tó dúró, ìyẹn bàbá wa Wọlé Ṣóyínká professor àti Professor Bánjí Akíntóyè. Wọ́n ní wọ́n sọ pé wọ́n mú ìlérí wá pé àwọn máa dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí ibi tí bàbá wa wà láti bí ọdún méjì, àwọn ò ní fi wọ́n sílẹ̀. Wọ́n ní wọ́n dẹ̀ fulfill promise náà, ìyẹn nílùú Benin Republic. Wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn gan ni o. Wọ́n wá ní kí n mú ìdúpẹ́ náà lọ bá bàbá wa, ìyẹn adarí ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà tẹ́lẹ̀, bàbá wa tí a mọ̀ sí President Olúṣẹ́gun Ọbásanjọ́. Wọ́n ní ká dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní kí n mú dúpẹ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ bàbá wa Ayọ̀ Adébánjọ, ìyẹn bàbá wa fún àwọn tí Afẹ́nifẹ́re. Wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo ìgbésẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan tí wọ́n ṣe nínú ìrìn àjò yìí tọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ mọ̀. wọ́n nítorí pé kí ni ìdúpẹ́ yẹn ó pọ̀ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. Wọ́n ní lótìtọ́ ọba Elédùmarè òun nìkan ló ń túyàn sílẹ̀ o, àmọ́ ṣé àwọn ṣèdúpẹ́ fáwọn tá a ti dárúkọ yìí. Wọ́n wá ní kí n mọ bẹ́ẹ̀ kí wọ́n lọ dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo àwọn ẹlẹ́sìn tó ń bẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àti tó ń bẹ níta tó jẹ́gẹ́ bí agbẹnusọ fáwọn ẹlẹ́sìn náà. Wọ́n náà bẹ́ẹ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ti ẹ̀sìn pàṣítọ̀ tá mọ̀ sí Kristẹni. Wọ́n ní kí n máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín. Wọ́n ní ọpẹ́ yẹn pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ láì fi àwọn sílẹ̀ ní gbogbo ìgbà ládùúrà àti gbogbo ìdúró tí ẹ dúró tàwọn. Wọ́n náà wọ́n fi àwọn àfáà sílẹ̀. Wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn àfáà pé ọpẹ́lọpẹ́ àwọn àfáà lóríṣiríṣi àdúrà ìmọ̀ràn tí wọ́n jẹ́ kí ọwọ́ ọ̀tá kó ká wọn. Wọ́n ní ká máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín o, pé àdúrà túbọ̀ máa gbà sí. Wọ́n wá ní kí n lọ sọ́dọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀yin oníṣẹ̀ṣe pátá tó ń bẹ nínú gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àti tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ níta, nítorí pé à ń níṣẹ̀ṣe tó wà ní Cuba, tó ń bẹ ní Brazil, ní Jamaica, kódà ní United Kingdom. Àwọn èèyàn ń ṣe ìṣẹ̀ṣe torí pé a rí pé wọ́n ṣe Ọ̀ṣun festival ìyẹn ní inú ọdún yìí. Wọ́n ní kí n ṣèdúpẹ́ fún gbogbo àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe o látara ìdúpẹ́ tí wọ́n ṣe mú lọ. Wọ́n wá nítorí pé kí ni lójoojúmọ́ ni ẹ̀ ń fi àdúrà ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́, kò wá ń ṣe lọ́sàn-án nìkan, títí kan alẹ́ àti lóru lẹ̀ ń fi àdúrà ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́. Wọ́n wá ní kí wọ́n máa lọ báyìí, kí lọ bá gbogbo àwọn ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, kí máa ṣèdúpẹ́ fún wọn láti gbogbo ọba tó ń bẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, nítorí pé kí ni àwọn dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo ìrànlọ́wọ́ tó ṣe fáwọn ní kọ̀rọ̀ àti ní gbangba. Wọ́n wá ní kí n sọ fún gbogbo àwọn ọba o pé gbogbo in táwọn fẹ́ òun ni pé kí gbogbo wọn kọ́ ṣowọ́pọ̀, kó jẹ́ kí agbára wa kúrò nínú oko ẹrú Fúlàní tó ń pa wá, tó ń jí wa lọ́mọ gbé, tó ń parúgbó, tí kò jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn lọ sóko mọ́. Wọ́n ní kí gbogbo àwọn ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kó jọ̀ọ́ kó bá wa dìde sọ́rọ̀ yìí o, nítorí pé kí ni gbogbo ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá lénìí, àwọn Fúlàní wọ́n jẹ́ kí a dáko mọ́. Wọ́n wá ní bẹ́ẹ̀ kí túbọ̀ máa mú ìdúpẹ́ náà lọ, nítorí pé kí ni wọ́n ní orúkọ pọ̀ ọba bẹ lórí list àwọn. Wọ́n ní kí kọ́kọ́ lọ bá ọba Francis Olúṣọlá Àlàó, His Majesty bàbá wa the Olúgbọ́n of Orí Ilé Igbọ́n. Wọ́n ní kí máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín bàbá fún àdúrótì tí ẹ fà wọ́n sílẹ̀ níṣẹ́jú kan. Wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ the Deputy Chairman Ọ̀yọ́ Council of Obas and Chiefs, ìyẹn bàbá wa kábíyèsí ọba Topsin. Wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín bàbá pé ẹ kú àdúrótì, ìyẹn Ọ̀yọ́ State Council Deputy Chairman. Wọ́n lọ bẹ́ẹ̀, wọ́n ní kí n má lọ pé àìtí dúpẹ́. Wọ́n ní ká dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa kábíyèsí ọba Topsin. Àwọn ni Bariga of Bariga, ọba kábíyèsí Tẹ́jú Oṣó, oníkéńtà of kéńtà, orílẹ̀ kéńtà, oníkéńtà of orílẹ̀ kéńtà. Wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín fún gbogbo àdúrótì tẹ́ dúró ti àwọn láti di ọdún méjì. Ìyẹn bàbá wa kábíyèsí Olúgbó ọba FEO CON Frederick Akínrùntàn Ọbátẹ́rù Olúgbó of Igbo Kingdom. Wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín dáadáa. Wọ́n wá ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn balẹ̀ Yorùbá láti gbogbo àwọn tó dúró tí àwọn láti bí ọdún méjì. Wọ́n ní kí wọ́n lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ kí n máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ẹni tí a bá dárúkọ yìí, gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ní ká dúpẹ́ fún nínú statement tí bàbá wa lóyè tó fi ránṣẹ́ sí wa láti ìlú Benin Republic. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí àfihàn fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pé ìtúsílẹ̀ tí à ń tọrọ, ìtúsílẹ̀ tá à ń wá láti bí ọdún méjì, àwa dúpẹ́ léèdè pé ìtúsílẹ̀ náà ó ti wáyé o. Kí gbogbo wa ń kọ́ ká túbọ̀ máa dúpẹ́, ká máa jó, ká máa yọ̀, nítorí pé kí ni ọba Elédùmarè òun ló ń túyàn sílẹ̀ o. Àmọ́ ibikíbi tíyàn bá wà, tíyàn bá tún wá rí pé ó wá ọ̀fíṣálì pé ká dúpẹ́, ọpẹ́ náà là ń dú. Tá bá wá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀, wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Mrs. Modúpẹ́ olórí Èkó. Wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín Princess A Awoniyi. Wọ́n ní kí ìpẹ́ kó túbọ̀ máa lọ sọ́dọ̀ yín Alhaja Àbíkẹ́ Akínpẹ̀lú. Wọ́n náà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Wọ́n ní dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ brọ́dà mi o Mr. Káyọ̀dé Ẹ̀mọ̀lá. Wọ́n náà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Mrs. Òjó, ìyẹn nílùú Amẹ́ríkà. Wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Alhaja Níníọlá. Wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Mr. Málọmọ́ àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹ̀yin bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tán ní ká ṣèdúpẹ́ fún pé Ọlọ́run ọba a dúpẹ́ fún ẹ̀yin náà. Ó wá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀, wọ́n ní kí n lọ sí òkè lọ́hùn pé ìyẹn àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun nílùú Amẹ́ríkà lọ́hùn, ìyẹn àwọn mega rally, wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lábẹ́ bàbá wọn tí wọ́n ń ṣe ètò náà, ìyẹn nílùú Amẹ́ríkà, Prophet Ológun Olúwa. Wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. wọ́n ní kí n lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn directorate lábẹ́ bàbá wa barrister Ògèdèngbé, wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Wọ́n wá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀, wọ́n ní kí n lọ ṣe special thanks fún àwọn ìlànà ọmọ Oòduà nítorí pé kí ni ẹ dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí akọni obìnrin àtọbìnrin. Wọ́n ní kí n lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ láti Canada, wọ́n ní kí n wá lọ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ìgbégámọ́dùà Oòduà ìyẹn ní USA àti nílùú Canada. Wọ́n ní ṣèdúpẹ́ fún yín o. Wọ́n ní ká dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa Chief Délé Mọ̀mọ́dù. Wọ́n ní àwọn ṣe kí ni, wọ́n ní àwọn appreciate wọn lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ pé thank you so much, àwọn dúpẹ́ sà. Wọ́n wá ní àwọn lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ pé appreciation àwọn ó lọ sọ́dọ̀ Mr. and Mrs. Ayọ̀lá Adéníkẹ́ Ọládòkun. Wọ́n ní ká dúpẹ́ fún yín ìyẹn nílùú Amẹ́ríkà. Wọ́n ní kí wọ́n lọ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ màmá wa barrister Janet Fashakin ìyẹn nílùú Amẹ́ríkà. Wọ́n ní kí n ṣèdúpẹ́ dáadáa fún yín lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. Wọ́n wá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀, wọ́n ní kí n ṣe kí ni, wọ́n ní àwọn lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn brothers and sisters, brothers wọn àti ìyàwó for their imminent support fàdúrótì, though they don't want their names mentioned. Wọ́n láwọn kan fẹ́ kọ́ dárúkọ rárá, àmọ́ gbogbo yín pátápátá lọ́bẹ̀ Elédùmarè mọ̀ o. Wọ́n wá ní kí n lọ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn mídíà láti Yorùbá World Media, independent media, home-based media. Kò wá ń ṣàwọn yẹn nìkan, wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin bloggers, ẹ̀yin internet, ẹ̀yin print àtẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń broadcast. Honestly, wọ́n ní táwọn bá ní káwọn máa dá gbogbo lísì sílẹ̀, wọ́n ní kódà orúkọ á lọ rẹpẹtẹ. Wọ́n ní tó àwọn wá ṣe kí ni, àwọn ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ orúkọ tó pọ̀, bọ̀ ṣe jẹ́ káwọn sì dáwọ́ dúró báyìí nítorí pé kí ni, àwọn sì ń padà bọ̀ láti tún padà wá dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Wọ́n wá ní kí n lọ sọ fún gbogbo àwọn balẹ̀ Yorùbá, àwọn political class wa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá pé ṣe jẹ́ ká jọ ṣọwọ́ papọ̀ ká lè jẹ́ kí ìran Yorùbá kó lọ síwájú, kó tẹ̀síwájú, kó ní lọ síwájú. Wọ́n wá ní gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń bẹ ní ilẹ̀ Ìgbò pátápátá láì yọ ẹnìkankan sílẹ̀, àti Nnamdi Kanu ni àti gbogbo àwọn tó ń bẹ nílẹ̀ Ìgbò àtàwọn adarí wọn lọ́hùn ni. Wọ́n ní kí n ṣe kí ni, wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wọn. Wọ́n náà wọn appreciate gbogbo wọn. Eléyìí ń bá látọ̀dọ̀ bàbá wa olóyè Dr. Sunday Adeyemo tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí Sunday Igboho. Ẹ wá jẹ́ ká tẹ́tí gbogbo tí mo kà yẹn, ẹ̀jẹ̀ àgbọ̀n tí olóyè fúnra wọn tí wọ́n fi ránṣẹ́ sí gbogbo wa pé tó má dàbí pé èmi ni mo kà síta, wọn náà fi ṣèdúpẹ́ yẹn kẹrẹ àwọn.
Good day, everyone. I name myself Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. First of all, my sincere appreciation goes to God Almighty, the Master of Rivers, for making this day. I want to say a big thank you to all Yoruba sons and daughters all over the world for the love and support before and after the loss of my dear mother. Though she still kept to the mom, waiting for me to come and give her the befitting burial that she deserves. I give special thanks to President Talon of Benin Republic and to all members of his cabinet. My gratitude goes to my hero father, Professor Banji Akitoye, and Professor Wole Soyinka for the support in the cause of the struggle. I God reward you, Baba, for your standing courageously for Yoruba nation and for me. You promised to stand by me through my work in Benin Republic, and you have fulfilled your promise. I will not forget to appreciate former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Baba Adébánjọ, for their roles. Even though only God gives freedom, let me use this opportunity to say thanks to all religious leaders, pastor, alpha, and the traditional worshiper for the prayer day and night. Our royal fathers, Oba and Chief in Yoruba land, your love and support is so appreciated. But we need more of your support to deliver our land from the slavery of the Fulani, because Yoruba land is ours. Although I have many Obas on my list, but Oba Francis Olusola Alao, His Majesty, the Oba, the Olugbon of Orile-Igbon, Deputy Chairman of your State, Council of Obas and the Sea, Kábíyèsí Ọba Tọ́tìn, Oníbàrígà of Bariga, Kábíyèsí Ọba Tẹ́jọ́só, Oníkẹta of Orílẹ̀-Kẹta, Kábíyèsí Olúgbò Ọba EFO, CON Frederick Akan Obateru Oluko of Igbo Kingdom. Your love and support is well appreciated. I also thank Mrs. Modupeola Oloyeko, Princess A. Awoniyi, Aliaja Akike Akempelu, Mr. Kayode Imola, Mrs. Ojo, USA, Aliaja Niniola, Mr. Malomo, and the others. Thanks for your support and God bless you. My brother Sunday A.K. Sami Japan, I thank you especially. I must not forget to appreciate the mega rally USA and the Prophet under Prophet Olukunloluwa and the directorate under the leadership of Barrister Ogidengbe. Special thanks to Ilana Omodua, Canada, and the Ipega Omodua, USA and Canada. Sidili Momodu, I really appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. I also my sincere appreciation to Mr. and Mrs. Ayola Adeleke Oladokun, USA, Mrs. Janet Pasaki, USA, and also one of my brother and wife from their immense support. Though they don't want their name mentioned. Special thanks to all media outlets, internet, printing, and broadcast. Honestly, I have a long list of people to be appreciated, but I will have to pause here and then come back later. To all our political class and the others in Yoruba land, let's join our hand to make Yoruba great. All my brothers from East, I appreciate your support. Thanks and God bless you.
So, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ ilé.
Ọlọ́run ni wọ́n ti bẹ̀ fún yẹn o. Gbogbo nǹkan tó lọ fún bàbá mi láì kó fún bàbá mi ò tí ì fi ọ̀dà mẹ́sàn-án fún mi ń bẹ̀ ó kọ̀ mí ju bàbá mi lọ. Gbogbo àti bọ́lá mo lọ sí bàbá mi. Ojúmọ̀ ni mo kọ́ mọ́ dàkọ̀ mí nìkan ayédàkẹ́ sọ dáadáa tàbí kẹ́ sọ burúkú ẹ̀ sàṣọ kan omi lọ́lọ́run fún. Bí n bá sì kú lè gbà sí èmi sí. Ọlọ́run ni wọ́n ti bẹ̀ fún yẹn o. Gbogbo nǹkan tó lọ fún bàbá mi láì kó fún bàbá mi ò tí ì fi ọ̀dà mẹ́sàn-án fún mi ń bẹ̀ ó kọ̀ mí ju bàbá mi lọ. Gbogbo àti bọ́lá mo lọ sí bàbá mi. Ojúmọ̀ ni mo kọ́ mọ́ dàkọ̀ mí nìkan ayédàkẹ́ sọ dáadáa tàbí kẹ́ sọ burúkú ẹ̀ sàṣọ kan omi lọ́lọ́run fún. Bí n bá sì kú lè gbà sí èmi sí.
tó adúpẹ́ fún ọba Elédùmarè fún irú ọjọ́ báyìí pé ó ṣojú wa. Adúpẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí o fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá káàkiri láì fi bàbá wa Olóyè Ìgbòho sílẹ̀ níjọ́ kan níṣẹ́jú kan. Adúpẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí fún gbogbo yín pátápátá. Ọjọ́ ayọ̀ ìníjọ́ Sunday, ọjọ́ ìdúpẹ́, ọjọ́ pé ká máa ṣe ìdúpẹ́ náà ni. Nítorí pé kí ni Ọlọ́run ló ní ìdúpẹ́, kò kúkú ń ṣe àwa la ní ìdúpẹ́. Gbogbo ẹni tí ó bá mọ tí bàbá wa ti go through láti bí ọdún méjì nínú ẹ̀ náà ni ìyá wọn kù àbí gbogbo àti gbàgbé ni. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa fi èní ká tó máa fi ṣèdúpẹ́ sí ni. Ẹ jẹ́ ká play lára àwọn orin kan tí inú mi máa ń dùn láti gbọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ ìyá wa sister wa sister Janet tí wọ́n ṣe fún bàbá wa Olóyè Ìgbòho. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn náà ló ti ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ oríṣiríṣi orin fún Olóyè Ìgbòho tí a dẹ̀ ń ṣèdúpẹ́ fún. Olúkálùkù wa ló ní oríṣiríṣi tí wọ́n ti fi ṣe ìdúpẹ́ fún bàbá wa olóyè. Araba ní ọdún kan 1 year ago ni orin yẹn jáde. A dẹ̀ ti ń lo orin yẹn náà ní gbogbo ìgbà àmọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i. Nǹkan mi ló sọ pé wẹ̀ please.
Ìjì ayé kò máa gbúdọ̀ gbé lọ. Oni Igila meni boimo Igbo imami wolo Araba iwa gbìyànjú kò dó ma kó wa láre lọ Igila iyo wa lohun tó ma fi ṣaraba lóore Oni mi woli karaba ìlọ́wọ́ láwùjọ igi Onílé wo kò má gbọ́dọ̀ wò Araba ni gbọ́dọ̀ wò láwùjọ Ṣọ́dá àbá òsà Fúlàní òyìnbó ṣe ń pa wá Ṣó wá sùn ọkọ̀ máde ẹ mọ́ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kó jáwọ́ ní Àwọn àgbààgbà ikọ̀ wọn kò tíra mú Odò sì wá kó wà láyé rẹ̀ lọ Ó má ṣe òye Kò má gbọ́dọ̀ wò Araba ni gbọ́dọ̀ wò láwùjọ
Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ kan sí happy Sunday.
Èrò bá mi kọ́ máa dé mọ́. Èmi kí ọmọ yíyọ ilẹ̀ akíkanjú ọkùnrin ogun. Èrò bá mi kọ́ mọ́ wọn ní gbó ọmọ rẹ̀. Ìdá máa rógún màmá ti di pẹ̀lú ọmọ bàbá rógún màmá ṣojo. Sunday, ẹyẹ tó má ṣe bọ́ kí ẹ ò sí ní gbọ́mọ. Òrìṣà tí ó ṣe bọ́pọ̀ ọmọdé mọ́ ni, ṣebí yẹn ò gbọ́mọ lágbẹ̀dẹ. Ẹ bá lè jẹ́ ẹ̀bọ̀n náà jẹ́. Adéyẹmí ọmọ sọ́kọ̀ kan láì dáa. Kìkì orí tó máa kọ́ ni wípé. Yorùbá nation yìí ló going back in it. Ẹ̀dá bí lẹ́sọ̀ wọ́n òye. Kò máa gbọ́dọ̀ wò. Kò máa gbọ́dọ̀ wò. Onílé wò òye. Ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ jẹ́ ká rórí. Ọjọ́ wo ni wọ́n dalẹ̀ Ifẹ̀ sán gangan? Àwọn kan sáré kó lè dára. Èrè bó bàjẹ́ kókò mi làwọn kan sá. Ṣó dára kí dára ṣó ìwà lọ́kùn. Yorùbá ìrònú kẹ́lọ́ fi mọ ṣọ̀kan. Ọ̀sán ló pọ̀ tán ìwà ká. Kò máa gbọ́dọ̀ wò. Araba ni gbọ́dọ̀ wò láwùjọ.
Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ kan sí pé a kú ìsinmi ọlọ́jọ́ dáadáa ń padà bọ̀ ó sì kù díẹ̀.
Ó yà mí lẹ́nu òmìnú kọ́ mi. Ìdí táwọn àgbààgbà yìí tán kò fi lè sòdodo. Ó ti sáwọn àjẹgẹ́ wá jọba. Ìran láwọn àgbààgbà yìí dánijó kiri. Ó mà ṣe òye. Ó máa gbọ́dọ̀ wò. Araba ni gbọ́dọ̀ wò láwùjọ. Ọba mẹ́wàá ìgbà mẹ́wàá yóò bá lòlẹ̀ ayé gbó. Lọ́ba lóye Yorùbá. Mo bẹ̀ yín ẹ̀ ṣayé ìrè. Kò bàjẹ́ láyé Olúgbọ́, kò má bàjẹ́ láyé Àrẹ̀sà o. Kò má sọrí tí yín bàjẹ́ òye. Abẹ́ orí. Àrùgbó Yorùbá ó máa fọwọ́ rọ́ọ̀rì kú mọ́. Ẹ bá ọ̀nà lọ́mọ kékeré kú sí kiri. Olóko lè lóko nílẹ̀ Yorùbá mọ́. Ìjókíjó lọ́dọ́ lu wọn yìí wá sáré kiri. ni. Ṣebí ewúrẹ́ yẹn ò lọ ṣọmọ ya àgùntàn. Àgùntàn ló ní màmá mi òbí dúdú òye. Ṣebí látọdún tó ti wà nínú Nàìjíríà yìí. Ìdẹ̀ra ló ń fojoojúmọ́ béèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn. Ṣùgbọ́n òmìnira náà fojoojúmọ́ fún wa mọ́.
That was a beautiful one from Sister Janet. Mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí happy Sunday, and as the news continue to make us toy. We are grateful. We continue to be grateful, for every one of us that have worked tirelessly, up to today. We continue to appreciate, all the gods of Yoruba land. We appreciate Eledumare. We appreciate every one of you that have done your own part. We've all played, the role that we are meant to play to continue to create, the peaceful, which is what we've been doing. It's called the peaceful awareness. We have stick to that. It hasn't changed. We haven't changed the course. It has always been peaceful, and it remained peaceful. But the most important thing is that maybe some of us, just to remind us, into Shele, to Fidipo this stage, let us remember that, Oloye was almost assassinated on the 1st of July, 2021. And today, many lives got lost along the line. We lost, if I say many lives, you might think it's 2 people, but think of those 2 people, the ripple effect of what could have happened if they are still alive with us today. But we are grateful, and we remain very, very grateful, till today, that in as much as we would love Adogon to be with us, we would love to see Alhaji Fatai, his uncle, to still be with us as well. But it is what it is. These 2 individuals have now left us. So why are we celebrating? Why are we grateful? We are grateful, for the gods. Tiko Jeki, on this stage, a lot of us will have been asking questions upon questions. And the reason why we are saying that some of us that have been very, very affected, medically, some of us have been affected, spiritually, some of us have been affected, because after the invasion of Oloye's house, it took a lot of time before everyone could get back to their feet. We were very, very stressed. It was a long, process. But today, when it was when it was stopped, a lot of people also almost have an attack. But we are grateful to Benin Republic, for giving us the opportunity to be grateful, especially, the President, Patrick Talon. We are grateful for all the cabinet. We are grateful for each and every individual that have played their role. And that role we will continue, to play. And what is the role? The role of, saying that, we are not doing anything that, if you look at some of my timeline today, we've talked about the article, the United Nations Charter. What we are doing is not a crime. It's not a crime against humanity. But yes, it might be for some individual, but that is the way they see it. But let us remind ourselves that we will remain the way we have been doing it, and nothing is going to change. We appreciate, the gods of Yoruba land one more time. From wherever you've been able to watch it, whether you're watching it or you're listening to it, let's be thankful for today. Moki Gbogbo media that have worked tirelessly back to back, day and night, to keep Igboho's name in the public domain. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't committed any crime. And that's why we are grateful that he's still alive with us today. They could have killed him right inside his home. He escaped just by the whisk of the Creator. The whole intention was not to take him. The whole intention was to make sure they kill him right inside the house. That failed. It was a mission that many of us will continue to ask, what has been his offense to that extent? But it is what it is. We are still grateful that he survived that assassination attempt on his life. It wasn't the first one. There were so many other days prior before that Igboho was almost assassinated. We all remember Guru Maharaji. Igboho vehicle was stopped. They had an helicopter ready to whisk him away. In between that, his mother died. In between that, all his accounts were closed. The property was damaged, running into billions. We all saw the images. You can still go on the Koiki media. We had a special page that we created for Igboho's house. Go there and see the riddle of bullets that penetrated while they noticed that Igboho was inside. They shoot straight into that direction. They care less about who was in the house. We had so many of his friends, guests, workers, animals were killed. You would dare not kill a cat in this part of the globe. It will be a crime against humanity. But all these happened and played along in his residence just at about 1 a.m. when many residents in that area that Igboho also give electricity. Igboho supply electricity to 10 straight from his own house. Every single one of them were awake because they could see that there was a danger going on. Nobody knew whether he survived it or not until very late in the evening at about 6 p.m. when he spoke to BBC Pidgin. But today, we are still grateful. We are grateful that he's with us, that he can still sit there and communicate with us, in as much as many people might not prefer his ways, but the gods of the Yoruba land prefer his ways. He was only asking for one thing, nothing more than the fact that the invasion of the Fulanis in our part of this known country called Nigeria was becoming too alarming. And the evidence is there. They are still there as I speak to you. 17 innocent youth corps, as I speak to us today, are still being kept in the captivity of the same terrorists that Igboho was crying out for. They were kidnapped on their way to Sokoto State for what would have been part of their NYSC, which is something that you have to do after you complete your your university in Nigeria. The government said they are still going to bring them out. But as I speak to you, rather, there was another atrocity that took place far away in another state where students, female students in the northern part, I think it's Zamfara State, as I speak to you today, nobody knows where they are. So when we remind ourselves what Igboho stand for, it was only standing for the truth and nothing but the truth. He wanted everybody to be free, regardless of whether you are Igbo, you are Hausa, you are Yoruba. He wanted you to have freedom so that you can travel from point to point without being kidnapped. He wanted you to be able to move just like he was moving while he was in Nigeria. Hardly somebody like Igboho will be picked up. But he knows that if they cannot pick him, what about you? You are likely to be picked. And this is what Igboho stands for. We just need to remind you what it stands for, because many people do not even know what Igboho stands for. Igboho stands for freedom of humanity, just like so many of us want to be free. Yes, He was wealthy. He had what it takes. You know, he had money. You know, he has whatever that would have kept him survive for the next how many decades from now. But he refused. He wanted everybody to be free. And this is what Igboho stand for. But yet, many people disagree with him. Many people have a different views of who Igboho was. But we must remind you that he was a philanthropist. He was doing very well in his business. He was paying tax to the government. His 10 accounts were closed with millions of naira still inside. This is what Igboho stand for. They wanted to stop him from speaking out the truth that many people would have been able to speak. Igboho was the voice of the voiceless in not just Yoruba land, but also within the other part of what is called Nigeria. But the question we should ask ourselves is, what then could have been the reason why they wanted to kill him? It was nothing more than the fact that they just wanted him to be silent. His silence would have definitely mean that it would affect many of us, because if Igboho was silent, many people will have to be silent as well. But Igboho refused to be silent, and that was why he stuck, even though it was labeled with all kind of different allegations upon allegations. They called him names. They gave him names that was not his own. They even mocked with him. They played with his mind. They wanted him to say, enough is enough. He's no longer interested in what would have been the most important thing. But Igboho stood firm, and he remained firm. And we are grateful for today coming to reality. Yes, as many of us are thinking, when his mother died, this was becoming too much for us to bear. It was becoming too much for us to hold. But we kept on going because Igboho said we should keep on going. And that was exactly what we did. We kept on going. We kept the energy going. We kept on repeating the same thing. We have no problem with the government of the day. We had no issues with the previous government. All we wanted was just to be free. So like many countries around the world that are also free. I'm talking about Germany, the Germans, the Scottish, as many countries that wanted to be free. That was what we wanted, nothing more than that. We had no intention of taking arms against the government. We had no intention of bringing down the government. We wanted the government to talk to us so that we can negotiate, we can sit down, we can dialogue. This is the way, we expected things to work. But the government decided with a peaceful rally, no human lives got lost in those rallies. Nobody can confirm today that throughout the rally that we held with Igboho and the rest of the groups of Professor Banji Akintoye, no single lives was lost. Everyone knew that these were rallies just to wake up the minds of many people. But yet, there were too many people against these. And we all know for different reasons, but we leave that for another day. But I just want you to know what Igboho stand for. Mo kàn fẹ́ kí gbogbo wa kó yé wa dáadáa. N tí Igboho dúró lé lórí àti pé kí ló ń jà fún gan. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ tó ń jà fún. They called him a PDP man. They called him even a APC. They said he has been paid, even though nobody could bring out an iota of evidence to back what they were saying. People were releasing all kinds of different voice notes on him. They labeled him even as a criminal that was doing what we call assassination. All these were just to make sure that they can play with Igboho's mind so that they can bring Igboho's spirit down. They can shut his body. Let us remember that this is a father. He has children that he hasn't seen for a very long time. He has business that has collapsed. He hasn't been to his home. In 2 years, Igboho hasn't slept in his bed. Many of us sleep in the same bed that we have lived in the last 2 years. But Igboho refused most of the time. He was sleeping on the floor. We all saw most of the time that pictures were taken about Igboho when people visited him. With his short knickers, like I always say. Sometimes you will hardly be able to pick Well, maybe with his tribal marks, you will know that that is Chief. It was very jovial. It was very, very, open. You could go to him and he will speak to you. He hasn't bring anybody down. His message was we should work together in a peaceful way. As much as everybody wanted to bring him down, they wanted to make sure that he got kidnapped. But we thank God that that didn't happen. Why am I saying all this? It's just that maybe you have had a different impression about Igboho. You've heard a lot about him, but this is the real Igboho. This is the true Igboho. This is Igboho that was a philanthropist. He started with a basic. He had different motorbikes that he was operating. He had them so many. He can repair them. He can fix them. Yet, he was blessed. He decided to bless others. He became a philanthropist. Many individuals have been given money by Igboho that Igboho never saw. I remember a young brother of ours wanted to go for football somewhere outside Nigeria. It needed about 200 or something thousand naira. Somebody said, let me see if I can make a contact with Igboho. Igboho was sleeping in his bed. He never saw this person as I speak to you till today. Yet, Igboho released that money. Because when he heard that the boy wanted to play football, Igboho knew that that is a talent that can bring glory back to the community. He can be able to sponsor the next person. Why then will I not support him? Igboho gave the money. As I speak to you today, the young man that I have spoken to so many times still wants to go and say thank you to Igboho, but yet Igboho says, don't worry. We saw so many things that he has done within the community, even before Yoruba Nation or the movement started. I remember the first contact with Igboho. This was just about after Tolulope Arutile was killed. Igboho was passionate about the death of this young first helicopter combat pilot. Why am I saying all this? I just want us to remember who Dr. Oloye Sunday Igboho was. You must have heard a lot of things about him, whether it was truthful, whether it was lies, but I can tell you that the Igboho that I met, that I stayed with for almost half of the year, he was ready to give everything away. He had vehicles that he never drove. He hasn't been able to be inside even the best of his vehicle in the last 1 year, in the last 2 years rather. Those vehicles was targeted by the military invasion at his Soka residence. I remember telling him we should move this vehicle. Before then, he said, Ọlọ́run ló ní, kò ń ṣe mí. Ṣebí mi náà tálákà ni mí. Ọlọ́run ló ní, jẹ́ n fi sílẹ̀ ńbẹ̀. Tó bá bàjẹ́. Some of those vehicles, you will never get the parts in Nigeria. It has to be ordered from Europe. But Igboho care less. The question then is, would you leave all these for your people? Think about that today. And this is the reason why we continue to say Igboho is a philanthropist. Igboho is a man that loved the people. Igboho is someone that wanted you to also have at least as much of what he has, even if it's not all, even if it's just a little bit. Many of us are grateful for what he has done and what he's still doing. And we will continue to pray for him. We will continue to pray and stay with him. And I hope you will do the same thing. I understand it could be very, very touch. But let me say this. We will love him forever for sacrificing even the last 1 naira that he has, even the last blood in his body. His mother died in the course of this movement. Igboho remained firm. Thank you so much. Have a very good evening and happy Sunday. Bye for now. ìgbàgbọ́ láti bẹ̀rù ká ṣiṣẹ́ ìṣọ̀kan nítẹ̀jẹ́ tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun ọmọ Odùduwà bọ́ sí ipò ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ Ògo-Adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ Ògo-Adúláwọ̀. Have a very good evening. Bye for now.